All right, we're going to look at a couple of other strategies for dividing. And this first one, 114 divided by 3, we know we can write it as a fraction. And then I can just break it apart. And the reason that I broke it apart into 90 and 24 is because those will divide evenly by 3. So that makes it easier to work with. And then with this one, I did 30 divided by 3 plus 30 divided by 3 plus 30 divided by 3 plus 24 divided by 3. So if we add these together, then we get 114. So this is just another way that we can divide. I can write it as a fraction, and then I can split it up into compatible numbers that will divide easily. So in this case, I know that 90 divided by 3 would be 30, because 9 divided by 3 is 3. So 90 divided by 3 is going to be 30. And then 24 divided by 3 is going to be 8, since 8 times 3 is 24. So then I add those together to get my answer of 38. So this one equals 38. And of course, I'd get the same answer for this one. This was just another way to break it down. Instead of breaking it down into 90, I did 3 30s. So 30 divided by 3 is 10. And then I've got 10 plus 10 and then plus 8. So when I add those together, I do end up with 38. So you'll see a very similar problem to this in your workbook pages for today. So I want you to, look at how they have broken apart the number. And then, at the end, they do ask you to solve it. So you'll do just like I did here. And we're going to look at, just this other strategy that, this one's real similar, except it's not written as a fraction. So now I've got 256 divided by 4. And I just broke it up into 200 divided by 4, 40 divided by 4, and then 16 divided by 4. So this will give me partial quotients whenever I work this out. And again, this works. I didn't break it up into 250 and 6 because those will not divide evenly by 4. But I just broke it up into, something that's going to still add up to 256. But each of these will divide easily and evenly by 4. All right, so 200 divided by 4, I know it's going to be 50. Because if I did 20 divided by 4, I would get 5. So 200 divided by 4 is going to be 50. Then 40 divided by 4 is 10. Since 10 times 4 is 40. And then 16 divided by 4 is going to be just 4. So then to get my final answer, I add these together, and I end up with 64. And then, I could check this to make sure that 256 divided by 4 is 64 by using multiplication. So if I do 64 times 4, and I'm going to go ahead and use an area model for this. So I'm going to break up the 64 into 60 and 4. And then I'm going to multiply the 60 by 4 and then the 4 by 4. So 60 times 4 gives me 240, since 4 times 6 is 24. Then 4 times 4 is 16. So then now I'm going to add 240 plus 16, and that gives me 256, and that's what I expected to get. So that means that we did work this out correctly. So you can try this strategy. You can continue to use our other strategy that we call the Big 7. You can also use the standard long division algorithm. So any strategy that makes sense to you. And today's workbook pages are 175 through 179. So you'll work out those pages, and if you have any questions, let me know.